You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
Welcome back to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We've been talking with President of Cyber Citizens for Justice, Mr. Jan Bergman. We've got one segment left. Jan, we just heard from Nancy in Houston, who was talking about her being upset with the way things are going. She was saying that she thought that there was no notification whatsoever in foreclosures, and she thought that was the norm. What do you think of her statement?
She is, let's say, 90% correct. See, here in Florida, and I know you don't like to hear it, the CAI passed the bill which more or less forces an owner to send a certified letter for record request, but the association can file a lien by sending you a letter with normal mail which may never arrive. So that is kind of, I would say, the wrong way around. But I would like to say one thing about all these volunteer boards and election and the rules. I think that is very important. Let's make one point here in Florida. Board of a Homeowners Association can appoint a nominating committee, appoint all the wives or husbands or whatever and their friends to the nominating committee. The nominating committee only nominates people of their choice, meaning the sitting board or their friends, and refuses to nominate anybody else who may oppose this group. Then the ballot gets sent out, and on the ballot are only the names of these people they nominated. And that is the result, and that is totally legal. And if you're telling me that is a democratic election, I think Thomas Jefferson, you just quoted, would turn in his grave if he would know about such.
Tony, you have something there. Well, we're kind of coming up to the end of our time. I want to say that I appreciate you taking the time to be with us this morning, and boy, I certainly have understood maybe a little bit more frustration from folks than we hear, I think, Tony, here in Minnesota on the condition of homeowner associations, and I want to say thank you for being a part of the show today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Tony, let's talk here in the last couple minutes.
Yeah.
Boy, there's one thing that I'm going to say. There is a fire in the belly of some folks we just don't see, and I don't know that it is true to say, as Nancy was mentioning before, that there's no notification whatsoever. In that ABC News article we had gone through, there was indeed notices sent and
many notices sent
and sent by certified mail.
Yeah.
But she chose not to open any of them up.
We talked about this issue in Texas. I'd forgotten this until you mentioned it a few weeks ago, where a soldier came home from service and found that his home was being foreclosed by the Homeowners Association. And it was very clear in that information that the association had been sending multiple notices to his wife, who had chosen to ignore them, and admittedly had chosen to ignore them. Yeah. I think what we see, and you and I know this, a lot of people have a lot of frustration about living in a Homeowners Association. But I continue to say the truth of the matter is they should have known what they were buying into before they bought a home there. You mentioned I can choose not to buy a condo in Florida.
Yes.
If the condo association is going to enforce so many rules that I can't stand it, I can buy in Texas, or I can buy,
with that.
Or maybe I'll just stay in Minnesota.
And people need to understand that what happens in their life is into direct proportion to what they do in taking responsibility for it, too.
I agree.
If you don't like what's going on in your homeowner associations, we've said it before, We'll say it again. Get involved. You can make a difference. I don't know that there is a big, bad, evil organization with CAI. I think that there's an honest effort by people who are serving the industry and homeowners alike in working towards trying to make association living a great place. And
Nancy mentioned the industry of homeowner associations. And you know what? It's not in my best interest to screw over my clients who are homeowners in homeowner associations. I don't see where it would benefit attorneys or benefit CAI to screw over their clients.
Well, folks, that's all the time that we have today. Thanks for joining us on Where You Live. Please join us next week when we've got a lot more to cover. Until then, have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday.